All right, today we're going to look into applying properties of negative exponents. So when you come to the negative exponents, at the beginning it feels like a little confusing, but as you look into some of the good examples here, you're going to learn and you're going to understand really well. Okay, so please pause the video and then continue to complete the learning target. Okay, so let me do that. So which one doesn't belong? So that's what we're learning. So look at those exponents, and then we can see which one doesn't belong. We can do that right now. So now when I look at this one, we can see how different answers out there. So what we can see right here, we have the power to the power, the exponents, and then let's see, I'm going to clear this one. So you can see right here, power to the power. So you multiply the exponents. So what you can do, this is 2 times 3, which is 2 to the 6. Now if I go here, I have the same basis. When you have same basis, what you could do, keep the base and then add the exponents, such as 4 plus 2. You see we're applying all the rules that we learned before. Okay, so this is going to be 2 to the 6 also. Next, now coming to this one I have two different kind of like factors inside. But if I want to continue to distribute this one here, we can do that. So what we can do, let's see, give me 1 second. So obviously this is a really good question. They see the same exponent, they give it different forms. And then this one here, 2 times 4, obviously the 2 times 4 is 8 to the second exponent. But 8 I can write it 2 to the cube, because 2 times 2 times 2, it's also 8. If I multiply those two, I get 2 to the 6. Wow, and that's another one. And then look at this one, 4 cubed, which is 2 squared. And then you can multiply them. It's also 2 to the 6. See, that is the reason exponents are a little bit confusing. You should know the rules, how to apply them back and forth, okay? So take this one pretty quickly. Now, let me clear this. Now we can see, let's read this question carefully. I'm going to give you guys a minute to read the question to yourself. Now let's look into this one quickly. A Chinese restaurant calculates that there are 2 to the 11 ways. It's a big number though. You don't feel like that one, but again, if you multiply 2 14 times, you're going to get a huge number. So dim sum, by choosing from the dishes they offer. They also calculate that there are 2 to the 10 ways to order dim sum from another restaurant in town. So they want to advertise that the other restaurants offers only a small fraction of the possibilities that they can do. But let's see what is this means, and then what can we say? What can we see? And also look at this one. Evaluate the expression 2 to the 10 over 2 to the 15 to find the fraction. So what we're looking here is, I want to see what is a fraction. Okay, so let's divide 2 to the 10 and then 2 to the 14. See what we can get. Okay, let's divide those two and then see what we can get. Let me go to the next. Okay, now let's look into this question. Okay, so when I see this question right here, 2 to the 10. 2 to the 10, definitely we can write a good, and then 2 to the 14. So what does that mean? I have a 2 to the 10. 2 I need to write it 10 times, and this is 2 I need to write it 14 times. But if I cross out, I'm going to left 4 at the bottom. Or maybe I can write it this way, 2 to the 10. 2 to the 14, I can write it 2 to the 10 times 2 to the 4. Do you guys agree? Because same base, we add the exponents so that I can get the 14. Now I can cross out this 2 to the 10, 2 to the 10. Now I left with 1 over 2 to the 4. So 2 to the 4 means it's a 1/16 of the fraction. Okay? because 2 to the 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Also, we learned this one. When you have a same base, we can subtract the exponents. Okay, so we can look at that piece also. Let me go to the next slide so we can understand this concept first. Now, let's look into this one. Now you can see this one, 2 to the 10, same. 2 to the 14, we can write it 2 to the 10 times 2 to the 4. Now I can write it 2 to the 10 over 2 to the 10, and then 1 over 2 to the 4. Now I can cross these two, left with 1, and then this is 1 over 2 to the power 4. So the same way, or maybe watch this, instead of doing a lot of work right here, I can do this too. 2 to the 10 over 2 to the 14. You remember we learned when you have a same base, you keep the base and you subtract the exponents. Let's subtract the exponents. So that is 10 minus 14. So 10 minus 14. Use the chat box and then tell me what is the 10 minus 14. Use the chat box and 10 minus 14 is negative 4, because negative is a bigger number. We always be careful with the negative. So that's 2 to the negative 4. But if I look at it, these two, I can see something up here. So this 2 to the negative 4 is same as 1 over 2 to the positive 2 to the 4. So I can say 1 over 2 to the positive 4 is same as 2 to the negative 4. You see that? That's a really important observation that you guys need to do. This 1 over 2 to the positive 4, if you bring it up to the numerator, it becomes negative 4. Okay, vice versa. If it is in the numerator on the top, but if you bring it down, it becomes positive. Okay, negative, bring it down, becomes positive. If it is negative here, you bring it up, it becomes positive. That's how you switch it back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to pause it for a minute, and I want you guys to go ahead and complete this one. Let's see. Now, let's look into the next one. Now I'm going to clear this one. So you can see the same way we can write it as a single exponent. See that you have the same base here. So we keep the same base, keep the base, and then subtract the exponents, 10 minus 14, which is 2 to the negative 4, which we can write it 1 over 2 to the positive exponent. Okay, don't forget, don't put that negative here though. It's only for the exponent. Okay, really important that you guys look into that too. Let's see next. Let's see. I want to clear this. Let's try this one. I want you guys to rewrite the expressions as a positive exponents. I'm going to give you guys a minute to try. I'll write it down, all of these as a positive exponents. So use this one. See, they already did this one, right? This one is already done for you. So negative exponent, to make it positive, you write a 1 over. If you have a negative exponent, to bring it up, it becomes positive. Okay, so use this one. I want you guys to write it down. I'm going to see who's writing, so that way I can add the points for you guys. So go ahead and write it down, this one as a positive exponents. That means we don't want to see a negative exponent. We want to make it positive exponents. Go ahead and try that one right now. Alrighty, let's look into this one. So 10 to the negative 8. So can we write it? So we write it 1 over, because this is, I can write it over 1. So I can just need to bring the negative 8 from the numerator to the denominator. So I'm going to write it 10 to the positive 8 over 1. See, now it is a positive exponent. Okay, follow the same logic here. It's a 1 over negative 5 to the positive exponent. Only the exponents change, not the number. Remember that. And then this one here, so you have 17 to the negative 1, but this negative 1 is in the denominator, so bring it to the numerator. It's going to be a 17 to the positive 1. Okay. Like that, you can switch the exponents to get the answer there. Okay. I'm going to give you guys a minute, so if you needed to, pause the video and then complete the work. All right. Since you guys understand this one, how to convert these negatives to negative exponents to positive exponents, and same thing with the positive exponents to the negative also you can change. Now let's practice these questions so you guys can see, select that all apply. So you see in the test also you can see multiple answers. So let's look into this one. You see this negative 17 to the negative 5 and 29 to the third exponent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a positive. Watch this and follow with me carefully, and so that way you guys can understand this really, really good. Okay, so carefully look at it. So we're going to go one by one. Since this is a negative exponent, what should I do to make a positive exponent? Either you can type it in the chat box or you can say it loud. So please let me know. Okay, how can I make this negative 5 to positive 5? Tell me, guys, quickly. Tell me. You can unmute yourself and I can get your points, or you can put them in the chat box. Either way is good. What do I need to do this negative exponent to make a positive exponent? What should I do? What should I do? What should I do, guys? Come on, come on, come on. Talk to me. So in the denominator, we have positive exponent. So I'm going to keep that one. 29 to the third exponent. But this is, in the numerator, it's negative. To make a positive, I need to bring this one to the down. So we bring it down, then it's going to convert to the positive exponent. It's going to be a 17 to the positive 5. But since I don't have anything, I can leave it as a 1. So is anything matching with this? You see the A, B, C, D, E, F? See which one is matching with that? Tell me. Which one you guys use the chat box? 1 over 17 to the 5, and then 29 to the third exponent. So it's obviously, it looks good to me. Okay, that's good. Now what if I bring this one to the top? So then it is going to make, watch this one, next I'm going to use a different color to explain this. So the same question again, this is one way. X1. So I have the 17 to the negative 5 over 29 to the positive 3. I'm going to keep this 17 to the negative 5, but bring this one to the numerator. So it becomes 29 to the positive 3 becomes a negative exponent. Now this one is a C. C is also correct, right? So next one, if I can look at this one, if I distribute this negative 1 for the both of them, let's see what happens. I'm going to change the color for this again. So if I distribute this negative 1 here to this, so 17 to the 5 to the negative 1, and then 29 to the negative 3 to the negative 1. So negative 1 times 5 is negative 5, and then negative times negative is positive. That's 29 to the power 3. It's the same thing again, this one. See, it's 17 to the negative 5, 29 to that. So this is also could be an answer. Good. And then finally, this is, if I switch it down, it has to be a positive, so it's not right answer. So A, C, D are the same as 17 to the negative 5 over 29 to the positive 3. So this is really, really good information. And also, I put them on Google, in the Google Classroom. If you go to Google Classroom, I put a homework there. So please complete this homework. Just use that, whatever we did so today. So use that lesson and complete the Google Classroom homework also, guys. All right. So you guys have a good day. We'll continue this one tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful day.